Hello, guys. Welcome back to Mirror Interpretation Todorova. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you know, I do lives for all of you once a month, and this is going to be my 1 month live since the last one that I did last month, where I'm going to answer some questions. Hello and welcome back, whoever is watching. Thank you guys for being here. I see there is someone already. If you have any questions, please, you can type it on the text box, and I'm going to answer them in the end of this video. But as usual, you guys know me that when I start to do lives, I normally start with a topic and then I am about to read your comments and answer some of your questions here. So before I start, I just being disturbed myself with the different interpreters sharing information with me, and I kind of try to be neutral for some periods of time, but I decided to share this information right now because I'm a type of person that I would normally hold things, and then at one point I'm not gonna hold these things anymore. But anyway, today's story is about money, and I want to talk about money. As you guys know, I am one of these people that like to train you to ask for more money. I'm very grateful for the people that are part of this channel that I talk to, that are part of my community, who dare to speak real, who dare to talk about real money, how much they actually do hourly per minute, how much is their rate as a language providers. There is two tendencies talking about money in the language reality. I will call them two opposites. There is people that will pretend that they take these huge numbers, and there is other type of people who would actually um, take very humble money and honestly share this or share it proudly when they take 25 and they think that they have reached the top, the goal of their careers. So I'm just gonna start with a story. I don't know how long time ago somebody wrote me a comment. I think it was on LinkedIn, and because this person speak language that I was interested in, I decided to chat with them just in a friendly manner. I wanted to see what this person is about. And honestly, this was not a formal interview, but whoever knows me a little bit more, or let's say 10 years or longer, if you are my friend, you would know that I am not a person that would always do the things formally. Sometimes I will chat with someone, I could say something bitter, and I would look how this person handled that. And this is gonna be an interview for me. So I do really admire well mannered, polite, and well educated people. And sometimes I'm purposely rude on the interviews just to see how the other side would handle that. Uh, I remember one time I was training these people to sell, and I was a recruiter in Europe. So I was training some girls for specific job, and one of them didn't understand that I was coaching her how to handle hard clients. So I give her a position of her being the client, and she started assaulting me verbally. She started being very aggressive, and this is when I realized that she's not going to be very good for this position. So sometimes interviews are not as formal. Yes, I know we're in America, and yes, I know that a lot of people will schedule the meeting at certain time, at certain point, will will make it formal. They will ask you the questions and you're gonna give the answers, and you gotta be dressed a certain way. But for me personally, as a human, is more important the people that I surround myself with. So said that, I do occasionally those informal chats and informal ways of communication to see if somebody could be interesting or interested, or I may be interested in doing business with them. At the moment, I'm looking for people that provide, I will tell you, Italian, Bulgarian, Russian, Spanish, Thai. And if you guys provide Albanian or any kind of rare language, you could feel free to send me your resume on mirror interpretation at gmail.com, mirror interpretation Todorova gmail.com. You could send your resume there, and I will be more than interested to check your background and see if I can add you as a backup in one of my projects. So I do need those languages. I'm looking for somebody educated to back up me with Italian or Bulgarian or Russian or Macedonian or Ukrainian. And then Spanish, we need an extra Spanish and Portuguese. I repeat, and Thai. And you can feel free to send me one resume, one email. Don't guys send me 25 because I receive so much emails. I am unable to reply to all of you, especially if I don't need the language at the moment. But I would appreciate if you guys send me any of those. My friend Jose is calling, but I am on this live, so I'm gonna do this and then I will let me reply so he's not ringing. I am on live. Okay, so said that, informal interviews does happen. People that have a lot of opportunity sometimes meet someone interesting at informal place, and then they end up doing incredible changes, businesses, incredible opportunities for others. So as I say that, I will share this story now. So informally I chat with this person, and honestly I called her. It's a lady. I called her because I wanted to see um how she was like. Honestly, I wanted to do a project with her. And this person talked for about 45 minutes. There is nothing wrong with talking 45 minutes. Yes, sometimes when I have a hard day, I see a friend and I just pour a lot of information on them. This happens to me as well. This is something that happens to us linguist provider languages. When we speak all day, at the end of the day, we want somebody to listen to us. So that is good. I listened to her, no problem. But in this information sharing, this person um, shared that she knows someone of someone that takes $150 for Russian language per hour, and she acted like she was taking this amount per hour interpreting. I honestly asked her right away for who she provide those services, for what clinic. She said, "Oh, it's not here, it's there." This is happening for me. This is happening in this is happening, she said, in a different state in Florida. I was like, okay, let me fly to Florida and check the business field there. If the people are taking so much money, why not? And these kind of things, you know. So I was talking about I don't know, 45 minutes. She was talking, she was saying these incredible huge amounts of money, which is beautiful. We all want to take this good money, $120, $150 an hour, not even in a simultaneous business to business. Yes, you can take those approximately, very highly technical, but it's not an usual price, you know. So said that, I tried to drop this. I said maybe she just, it was the first time, maybe this girl was trying to impress me, you know. And then it seems like this person kind of calmed down, I would say. I was talking about the court interpreter test not long ago, and she talked about it. She said that she's gonna attempt it. I was like, fine. I personally didn't study much. That's the truth. Um, I could say study. I read some things for about 1 hour for 1 week right before the test. I didn't sweat much. For me, it was just too tempted. So, for my surprise, this person sent me to study this vocabulary for high school, whatever tests, which I was surprised why this person advised me those. But I said, okay, I checked them out. She said, oh, that she's so sure that she works in the court, that she knows either way. Obviously, I went to do the test. The test, once again, was a surprise. If you're my member, you probably know I had 79%, which was not enough to pass it. I needed one more question to actually pass the test, which I didn't do. It was okay, not big of a deal. I eventually will pass this test. I already know that being a good interpreter is not about having a test or certification, but it's something completely different. There is a lot of people that have certifications but are actually very yucky at work. By me monitoring, I have noticed that, when you see somebody with certain things, you expect certain way of working, and then you see something else. So, after some time, this person contacted me. Oh my goodness, I passed the test. And for my surprise, after she passed the test, she shared completely different information on how she was being getting prepared for this test. Also, that she has been studying for 3 or 4 months every day. And the information that she had was like different. So this discrepancy for me was a red flag. Sharing one thing, suggesting one thing, and once she passed the test, actually revealing what she was doing. As you know, I try to be as real as possible on this channel and share something that I think is useful, that I think can be great for interpreters. So for me, that was not so good, not so nice whatsoever. Mm, Anyways, in the end of the day, um, this person continued chatting occasionally with me, and she wanted to provide services for this organization called SOSI. And yes, I did share some tips. Obviously, I can't share what's the test or whatsoever. So I did share some information with her. And then shortly after, she started bragging that the SOSI contracted her for $50 an hour. And obviously, this was something that really disturbed me because I met, because I actually did provide services for SOSI. I met different people that provide services, different languages, and SOSI have a very stable policy about payment. I believe they start at $34 all languages first, and if you have a lot of trainings and education, they can offer you 37. In this case, 34 to 37 is for Russian, and if it's a rare language, it's 40 something. But like the basic language, like Russian, Spanish, French, German, those languages, you're not gonna get $700 an hour for them, because there is a lot of people that do speak Russian. And obviously, if you can get an interpreter for $20, paying them 34, having in mind that they will do consecutive and simultaneous, I think it's more than reasonable. But suddenly this person start telling me, hi guys, and thank you for being here. She was saying that she was contracted for $50. And I was like, okay, I just drop it. But then when she continued, these things start to disturbing me, because I actually know people that work in this company for quite some times. And I know myself how it's like to contract with them. And I was like, really? And why they offer you this rate? I started asking more questions. Oh, because I have experience. I'm like, really? This person is pretty young, like my age, 30, 40. I think she's very educated lady as well. So I said, really, what kind of experience? So talking with her from time to time, I noticed that this person doesn't work on daily basis. So having experience, like, oh, I started when I was 20, it doesn't mean that you work day to day for 20 years, because this may completely different person out of you. I do have 3 masters, and if I try to contract a company like this one and ask for more money and they just give me $2 more an hour, it doesn't mean that person with one master similar experience to me will suddenly get offered $50. So I noticed that a lot of people lie about their rates. A lot of interpreters lie to me because they want to look successful in my eyes, or they just want to look successful comparing themselves to others or something like that. I don't understand this why exactly. Or it's maybe something with bragging and trying to look better than your neighbor, something like that. So, but honestly, I dropped this for some time and then I was really disturbed because if you want to be my friend, you got to be honest with me, and you can't just sit and lie to me that you take this crazy money when I know the real market value. When I can go ahead and check how much this company win the contracts for, and for Russian is not so much. They cannot give you more than what they are contracted for. You know what I mean? There have to be a gap for them to earn money as well. As well, when I hire someone, I pay them certain amount, but I leave a gap to myself to earn money on top of them. So said that, a lot of interpreters and translators will give me these crazy rates. So this person gave me this insane rate, and then one day she maybe forgot that she was lying, that she was taking these incredible amounts of money, and she dropped that she was contracted to do it from home for $20. The truth is that when I called this person, I wanted to offer her $30 an hour to do a project with me. But when she started talking about this $150 an hour, I was like, I'm not even going to ask this person. I'm not even going to consider her, because she was so up high in the sky that I didn't want to waste my time upsetting her with a rate for $30 an hour for this language. And finally, in the end of the day, I couldn't hold the beans in the back, as they call it. I spit the beans and I asked her, like, why were you really contracted for $50? And she said that, first of all, she said, yes, she insisted. Then she started twisting around. I said, I can send you a screenshot of the contract of this company, just this page, just this paragraph, where I can demonstrate you that I was contracted for $37 per Russian. And I don't think that they just like you so much because you're amazing, beautiful number one interpreter, and they suddenly want to pay you way more than the average what the other interpreters take. Why would be that like? So when I try to insist on that, this person get offended. She said, what got into you? I get so much, this is that. Are you angry? I'm not. No, I'm not angry. I just don't like when somebody lie in my face. This is considered disrespectful where I come from. And if you want to be my friend, be honest. I understand we all want to do $50, $100 an hour, 200, but we don't. I don't do this money. Yes, sometimes I do it, but not always. Most of the days I will do it for 35 and be happy and smile, right? So if you have this attitude that you ask 120 for consecutive, I'm not gonna even consider you for $35 consecutive. I'm not gonna consider you because you're not realistical. So when I push this person a little bit and I say, you know what? Honestly, the reason that I push her to share her rate is because that if she could have proven to me that she was saying the truth, I would have offered her this amount of money. This is the truth. But she was obviously lying. She said to me, I can't share my rate. I said, why not? I'm going to share my screenshot of my contract. I will show you transparently what I'm talking is true. And I obviously will apologize if I accuse you of being dishonest, no? Obviously, when people lie, they don't want to prove to you uh, prove you wrong, let's call it. They normally get angry with you, and this is what this girl, she got angry with me. Then she said to me that she doesn't have the contract, that the company offered to train her for free, but they're gonna sign her in the end, which is another lie. Most of the times, if you guys don't know how this company work, they pre-test you one test, then you sign the contract for the money, and then you do the 6 hours of a training, and then they test you again. And I will tell you, this is the rate between 34 and 47 for rare languages. Russian, these languages that are not so, I will call it grade A languages, or most common, they're about 35, 34, $35. If you do want to work for core, the company is called Sosi, and they have a pretty stable process of pre-testing you, contract signing, Then they send you a credential for a platform where they train you, valuable trainings, and then they test you in the end for consecutive simultaneous site translation. Great testing. I personally didn't enjoy working in the detention centers in the court, but if you do have passion for this, the company is called Soci, and the prices are realistical. What I'm sharing with you is realistical. They're not gonna suddenly offer you double than most of the other people that they pay. Their standards, they say don't share it. I'm giving you a gap of it, but there is a lot of interpreters like this lady that I just shared the story that will lie. I don't know why. When I asked her why you lying to me, honestly, she ignored me and she didn't answer, but said that I want to know, I want you guys to know that you gotta be down to the ground. There is a realistical amounts of money that you can do hourly, medical, legal, and so on. But if you pretend to take some insane amounts of money like this lady, you simply gonna burn your bridges. Because honestly, the reason that I ask her about this money is not because I cared if she's contracted for 30, 28, or 50. You think I care? No. I'm just looking for somebody to do a Russian backup instead of me. So if you know what is a Russian backup, this means the amount of cost that I can take. I want them to be able to take it. This is for a new project that I'm starting. So if you provide Russian language, do feel free to send me your resume. I'm talking about medical calls. A lot of them will be medical. Do feel free to send me your resume if you do Russian, Italian, Bulgarian, and Macedonian, also Spanish, Portuguese, and Thai. So there would be a reasonable payment. No, it wouldn't be $20 an hour will be average of $30. Do you know how I stand for this? I am also offering to pay that, but don't act cocky, don't act insanely. I like to work with humble people. I don't like to work with people that pretend that they are taking this crazy money. Like there is this person that asked me 50 pounds in UK, and I just did one project, and I cut her out. The reason why is because I want you to be realistical. UK pays $20 an hour. I can check how much you paid. So I am happy if somebody is willing to offer you $50 for a language that costs 20. But this is not very realistical. Most of the people in this business, unless it's 1 hour, they want you to go somewhere, do something extra specific for them. Yes. Sometimes I have clients, for example, from Russia, that they call me and they ask me not to interpret. I had a client, few of them, they asked me to check specific plastic surgery procedures. For example, they would pay me 1 hour and I will call a clinic and I will ask how much it costs, let's say breast augmentation or some other more private procedures that can be done here in the USA. I will write down all the information and then I will call them and reveal this on WhatsApp voicemails. I am paid as interpreting, but this is not interpreting. But it's a language services, language provider. It's not three-way call, but as a company, I can choose to do this, if a client requests me a service like that. But said that, guys, that was my information about money. Be humble, stay humble. And right now, I will read your comments here on my dashboard that I have an answer. Before I start, I wanna say something about comments and feedback. I do respect people that give me constructive feedbacks. For example, some people like to have subtitles, some people like to have the words written down in the both languages. There is a different useful feedbacks that you guys give me. For example, the timing in the consecutive practices. I really enjoy to do this. I enjoy reading your comments. Yes, I am aware that my English is not the perfection and the sophistication and the bubble of the champagne. I know this. Uh, but I believe who I am as a person and where I come from. This channel is not about talking sophisticatedly sophisticated words that have no meaning and fooling some time. I want to be useful here, and I want to share useful information for this business and this field as long as I stay in this business, you know. So yes, I am aware that sometimes when I'm in camera, I am nervous, and I can hear it when I check videos and edit them. I could see that I use inappropriate forms of expression. I do make mistake with the words and timings and prepositions. Yes, it's human. It's human. And all the people I know, even the most sophisticated like brass, the top of the society, they do make mistakes. So I want you to understand, whoever is on the other side, that this is not a channel about perfection or expression of how perfect I am, how extremely perfectly I can speak and position myself and have a great accent. No, this channel is about being useful. This channel is about sharing useful information. This channel is not about me bragging that I speak several languages and I work with them. This channel is more about community and inclusion. And I will tell you, I haven't heard anyone to insult my English in my workplace. I've been working business to business interpretation for 10 years in Italy with extremely educated people that have power, government power, political power, and so on, and a lot of money. And nobody has had the guts to insult me in my workplace. Even I remember I was providing Ukrainian Russian maybe 12 years ago in a trade fair in town of Rimini, and I was aware that my Russian was not so polished. People that are inspirational and educated and make the effort to be somewhere in life, they tend to inspire you, not with insults, but with encouraging you to get one step higher from where are you. And this was my case how I learned actually Russian language. I met this Ukrainian gentleman, Sergey, who was working for the Ukrainian government purchasing technology, Wi-Fi technology actually for the public piazzas in Ukraine. And this is how I met this person. I interpret for a trade fair, and he actually gave me a tip of 100 euros, and I bought a dictionary. And right now I can speak way better Russian because I got inspired by this person, because he didn't shame me when I made mistake, but he said, don't worry, you're fine, just breathe, I understand you, it's fine, it's all right, don't be so stressed. So a lot of the people that will insult you and that insult me in this channel are people that are nowhere in life. So I do appreciate constructive criticism. I am not a crazy person and I am not a perfect person. So I appreciate when you guys comment on the things that can be done better. Yes. But if you sit down in my channel, like for example, this Asian gentleman sit down and he wrote a comment in one of these Russian videos that I did, uh, where I read some Russian words telling me that my Russian is terrible and how I can dare be interpreter that in his opinion, in this video that I read these words, I demonstrate really awful language skills, and he couldn't believe that, and he pour a lot of those negative self-taught opinions, first of all, that nobody asked for. So guys, if I don't ask for your opinion about my language skills, it means that you're not experts. I am not expert. If I want to know my level, I just go and do stat test. I do those tests. I pay for them, $260 a test. So if I haven't asked anyone to judge me, please keep it to yourself. I don't appreciate when somebody come to my channel and just do something like like stools in my garden. This is terrible. In the beginning, I will try to request some respect and politeness, but Mr. Jose teach me a lesson. He says somebody insult you one time, just block them. So I just share this thing with you guys because if you actually write something weird, inappropriate to my channel under some of the videos, I will simply block you. I will not explain you to have manners. I will block you in a way that you're not going to see my content anymore. But the reason why is not because I can't stand criticism. Of course, I know that I can learn. I learn every day. I think I learn Russian every day. I learn all the languages every day. I learn better ways to express myself. I learn slang every day from the people that I work with. I do. And I don't think that a normal person, that a normally educated and intelligent being can be anywhere in their life and growth if they think that they are up here. I'm always judging myself as a person in the middle that can always learn, can always get other shade of expression to my language skills. But you writing me certain judgmental comments and insulting where I am is not something that I want to give space in this community. Because in this community, I want to give space to people that want to learn and want to grow and want to be in a better place and a better situation of their life. And I don't want to give space to bunch of nagging, uh, name calling, insults, bullying, verbal abuse, judging. I block those people, and this is a rule, guys. So yes, I do appreciate constructive. I do appreciate constructive criticism. I appreciate when somebody gives me honest feedback, but you gotta be with respect. Yes, I understand that I am not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And if you find my content so bad, you can just not watch it. This is your choice too. And for you guys that choose to watch me and be part of this community, I am more than happy when you guys write me your opinions about things, the things that I can get better, I can do better. I am not a videographer, so making videos for me, it's a new thing. I am learning, I'm growing, and I hope to be better every day. So I said that this is about the comments. This doesn't mean that you have to give me this fake positive, you great, you rock, you do everything perfect. I know I don't. I am aware of me not being perfect, and I think this is all right. I am aware that I do have accent. And I will tell you guys, in this field, you're gonna encounter millions of people that have accents who needs your services as a language provider. And you have to get used to those accents. I had somebody commenting about how terrible my accent is. And no, I provide services right now for UK, for Australia and USA and Europe. Nobody complains about my English, and all those countries speak different English. They have a different accents. So if nobody of these people do complain, I don't think you as a language provider should complain that you see a video where you can hear I do have a thick accent or a strange accent or unusual accent, because you're going to speak with people that are Indian and speak English, and some of their they have severe accent. What about Africans that speak English? Have you heard those? Yes. So, or Asians. If I love Asians, but some of them have a specific accent, guys. So said that yes, that was something very, how to say, about the accent. Just keep to yourself. So let's go to your comment. I noticed this person meditate. I know it's a person because it's a channel called Meditation Baghdad, and I think it's an Arabic. I'm not so sure. I have noticed you being here. I believe it's a gentleman. I don't know why, or it's a lady. Thank you for being here. He said very useful for the note taking. I appreciate, and I reply to you. I will reply to you with this like. Uh, Carla Kline. Great videos, gracias. Thank you, Carla, for being here. Mr. Red says thanks you for English, Spanish. Mr. Red, I like that. I don't know if it's a Mr. actually. You see how strange my brain is? I kind of guess if somebody is a girl or a boy by their name, but I think it's a Mr. Red. Mau Mariuhi Morocho. I would like to be an interpreter, medical in the future. Thank you. God bless you. You can just be an interpreter. Don't give up by the people that try to put you down. You can be whatever you choose to be. Meditation Baghdad. I hope that one day you will make a video addition to this one. He's talking about not taking memory techniques for interpreters. I create, I believe, 3 videos. Meditation technique to enhance learning and memory. Oh, that's interesting. Nancy D. TED Talk. I gotta check this lady. It's called Techniques to Enhance Learning and Memory. Nancy D. Chiara Valotti. TEDx Herndon. I don't know this lady, and thank you for sharing. I love when people share things with me. I'm going to find out who is this person. I'm actually copying this right now because I'm gonna put it online, and I will see that. I love when people suggest me new information that I don't know. I like reading, learning, and finding out new things. So said that if you guys watching this live, you can chat, you can find out TED Talks. Actually, in the Italian university, they use a lot TED Talks as a way of listening to English and so on. This is very interesting that they do think that they do there. Thank you. Let's see, next comment is again for meditation bag. That 3 weeks ago. Thanks a lot. Very interesting. We hope to see more of those videos. He's talking about code of ethics. Please continue. My level of interpretation has improved since I see your valuable videos. I am translator, interpreter, French, Arabic. In fact, I was not sure if that was Arabic or Palestinian, but I noticed it's beautiful. Thank you for being here. I love to have someone as a guest, French, Arabic. Feel free to text me below this live if you want to be my guest. Actually, I'm creating this new video folder called I'm an interpreter, where I would like to interpret different interpreters on Zoom. So if you are interpreter and you want to introduce yourself here in my YouTube channel, you guys, I would love to have you. I would love to introduce different interpreters. I am able to put your LinkedIn below, your email address, wherever you feel comfortable sharing. Let's go down. Let's see more comment. All of the words cannot express my gratitude. Thank you so much. I had so much hate lately that I appreciate your good comments. There is Miss Jodeh, Ohod Jodeh. Hello there. I know you wrote me below my consecutive practices. I appreciate so much your feedback because honestly, every language is different and I am not always sure that there is enough time to interpret. So I really, really appreciate your comment and thank you for being here. Uh, she's talking about the consecutive interpreting. Wow, that was long and bit challenging. Some sentences are long. Thank you. Can't wait for the next medical interpreting practice. So yes, Jode, I am aware, and actually I want to share with you guys, this is actually a real sessions that I personally interpret. For example, I will give you example how I create those scripts. Let's say I interpret UK, English, Italian, and then I would just make a script in English for it. But most of them are realistical. I do interpret those, and yes, I'm good at handling long sentences, but there is always points in the end of the day that I get challenged and I ask them to pause, but I'm usually able to go for quiet sometimes. Thank you so much, Jodek, for being here. David. David Garzon, I enjoyed this video. Okay. English, Spanish. But with all due respect, you should never refer to a general group of people, LEPs in this case, as having a low IQ for not being fluent in the predominant language of the country they live in. This is taking out of concept something that I said. Actually, when I was talking to Rosa, I mentioned that I was talking to analphabetic people, which I find most challenging to interpret for. I never would dare to measure somebody's IQ based on the fact if they have been to school or not. So I don't like when people take things out of concepts. It's just not nice, David. Avoid doing this. It's something like this gaslighting techniques trying to make feel someone guilty for something they didn't do and then make such a comment to make them feel shamed and force them to explain themselves. I think whoever knows me is pretty clear about that, and whoever is here for longer time. Yore Padilla comments on the Spanish video. Uh, Escuchar mar, bladder repair, reparación de la vejiga. Yes, you listen well. Is reparación de la vejiga. Maybe I don't pronounce it as well, but I think Jose is pretty good at medical terminology. Josue Madrigal, it sends me two comments, and the first one I ignored. Is the second time Josie Madrigal I have seen. If you wrote the words in Spanish, would be way more interesting. I know it's gonna be a lot of work. I am doing a video. You're gonna see that soon. Kayan Tohu, thank you so much. I am planning on taking the CSH certification in April. Good luck with you. That would be a lot of sweating. One little thing, scenario is the correct word in English. Love your Russian accent. Actually, this is more Italian, but thank you so much, Kayan. Francesca. Thank you, Francesca, for listening my Italian practices. I was thinking that nobody does it because not so much people does Italian English, but thank you for being here. Sony Mohammadau, hello, very informative. Thanks for sharing it with us. Thank you, Sani. I am happy you were here. I was talking about what is imposter syndrome. Uh, thank you. Traveling with V, I am just starting my training as a Spanish English interpreter. Very helpful. Thank you, Traveling V. Tatila Coe Rodriguez. Hola, Tatila. How saw the title and immediately click, haha, gonna watch it. Medical interpreter, how to interpret when there is no sense. Yes, you do need to know this. Thank you for that. I appreciate your comment because most of people have challenges doing that and they are trying to make sense when they interpret things that doesn't make sense. Florinda Paluca. Anagraphic information, I wasn't familiar with it, is very useful. It's a lot of, I hear it tons of time the first few years. In Italian, informazioni anagrafiche, Florinda, sì, informazioni anagrafiche, or translated in English, personal information. In English, they use anagraphic information, to be honest with you, as well. So they don't use personal. At least I haven't heard it a lot. C. Martinez, I love your videos. It gives me a chance to brush up my medical terminology. Thank you, C. Martinez. I appreciate your comment. Omar M. Thank you for being here, Omar, and very informative. I'm grateful to have you here. Jonathan Journey, this was a great video and very useful. I'm fairly new to medical interpreting, so I'm always looking for resources to help me improve. Side note, my first time to hear the word anagraphic. I'm surprised, guys, that it's first time because I heard it so much times um the first years. Then is de Dedra Guerrecha. Thank you for this, Los Ladoros. You're just wonderful. From Oklahoma, Dedra from Oklahoma. Thank you for being here. Dedra. Also, De Rosa in English in the hospital, you get paperwork discharge. In my case, had a miscarriage. And all right. And it was interpreted as an abortion, which is a different word, and this creates some family problems for me. Yes, I think it's more guys, when you interpret, especially in miscarriages, you try to use the appropriate word uh, to underline that it's not just an abortion. It's important. Said that, I will definitely reply to your comments, guys. This was my live for today. I haven't been live in a long time. Thank you guys for being here. Let me check if some of my members. I know Oksana, you wanted me to create a video about providing services for Tere language. I did make the video. As you can see, my voice is a little bit off lately. I'm trying to recover my voice, but you're gonna see the video this week. I give you my word. I'm gonna edit it, and you're gonna see it soon. Also, some other videos talking about money and problems that I encountered lately. Let me see if somebody commented from members. I don't know why, guys, nobody sent me no text here.